So
it's something distinct
so
from mind control. I'll let you answer how you will.
So what you're saying is, if I tell you the truth about whether I'm being mind controlled, you'll do whatever it takes to spare my life, please?
Oh, absolutely.
Then yes, okay, I'm mind controlled, right? They're making me persuade you to do this thing.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks.
Nath,
So we're good?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
over the course of the next day, you find one more dead spell crystal.
Why are...
They're just they're throwing pasta at the wall to see what sticks.
Well, I didn't know the first one would fail. I don't know if they simply were hoping it was a fluke or what.
Well, whatever it is you're doing, keep it up, because I don't like being snatched away.
I don't understand why they're showing up here, though. Like, help a non-magic guy out.
I'm guessing that I am compelled against casting Sending when I try that.
Who are you
Which
trying
I'm
to
gonna-
send to?
Well, I heard Nath and was not able to respond to him then, so I'm going to try that again.
Will you try sending to Nath? No, you're not able. You're not allowed to cast the spell.
I
Don't
speak through the ring
don't
of
expend
speak
the
with
spell
Mahogany.
slot though. You still have the spell slot.
Okay.
In answer to your question, Kelian, as far as I know, we're trying to be summoned probably into a binding circle. They would need to know specific details about us, though again, summoning isn't exactly my line of study, so I don't have all of the details, but they would need to know certain details, maybe have one of our positions. I'm not entirely sure. It's not magic you normally see used against... I mean, Mahogany does it all the time. You saw the bears. But it's not something I typically see used against... Oh, and also that fox. It's that sort of thing. It's
Kelian.
weird that it would come for someone like us.
As Nath is giving this explanation, you hear something through the ring of Speak to Mahogany.
Hey, Kelian, they summoned us. It seems to be pretty rough on them, though, because the guy who was summoning me died, so I'm good. Ask Nath what kind of magic shit I can do.
Kelian says, "Wait, I've heard something from Mahogany," and he relays the message.
And then you hear a second message using up another slot. Ask Nath where our canaloths come from.
And
I told you all of that already.
You have to respond.
You're mind controlled.
Hades,
would know
maybe
the
Gehenna, I believe, is fairly
I think
popular among
Kelian knows that,
Carniloths.
yeah. Probably Hades, but
My money would be on
probably
Gehenna.
in Sigil too. Well, no, they're probably not in Sigil if they're summoning us. So
We're not on Beator.
In terms of what magic shit you can do, if they don't have any special bindings, plane shift, that would be the first thing I would shut down if I were. Are you in a circle?
So the first thing I actually do is I cast Windwalk, Brickroad.
Windwalk.
oh, we should probably let the gnomes know, and maybe they can bring down the red alert. Don't worry, guys. It's just Arcanaloths.
It's not even on this plane.
Yeah, I don't think that you. I think that would just make them even more pissed off at us and likely to
Mahogany,
kick us off.
does that spell
Before
have
we-
a verbal? Does that
Okay.
spell have a verbal component?
It does.
Oh, absolutely.
Then Riot says, Mahogany, goddammit, what are you doing? We had a deal.
Okay, the spell works as intended.
Yeah, and I float in next to Riot.
You float into Riot's cell
Yeah.
and do what?
Well, at first I pop out of the Windwalk. Let's not be ridiculous here.
I think that ship's already sailed. Then what?
Yeah.
I'm going to give me 1 minute. I've got a dumb idea.
Okay. So the conversation between Mahogany and Kelian has ended?
Kelian does have the ability to respond as per sending.
He does. That's what I'm asking. Did Kelian say anything back to Mahogany?
Nothing additional. No.
Okay. All right. So what do we do? Liberation's kind of starting to pace around the upside down cargo deck, just kind of like, okay, I'm really sick of waiting. I'm really sick of this waiting game.
What did you do with the 2 spell crystals, Liberation? Within a few moments of detecting magic on them, the magic fades away and they're just useless chunks of rock.
I mean, Kelian will suggest again that he be used as bait, with the caveat that somehow he can be pulled back.
The thing is, we don't know if we can do that. That's the
I don't have
problem.
anything to potentially pull you back.
So we get pulled. We're not coming back unless it's by other means.
Yeah, summoning isn't one of my strong points. Sorry.
Okay, so
Again, my plan is to wait until they make sure, and I'm sure that these gnomes are safe, and then we can go look for our companions.
Yeah.
So what do you
good.
tell to Captain Bribus about the situation?
I mean, I don't think I tell him anything additional. I don't tell him about the spell crystals at this point.
Okay. Do you...
I'm not gonna just make him more paranoid.
Well, the gnomes at this point think your friends have been somehow spirited away by illithids.
Yep.
You're just going to let them believe that for now?
that's probably the best story.
All right, Mahogany, I need to hear your dumb idea now.
So here's the. I still need to know what plane we're on for my first dumb idea.
Okay. How do you go about finding that information?
Remember, Nath said his best money would be on Gehenna.
Yeah, I do have. I won't ruin my plan if I say Gehenna. So let's give me one shot. I'm just seeing if I have a better way of doing this.
Is it fair to say that this plan does not involve you cooperating with this Arcanoloth and playing nice?
Oh yeah, that's super fair. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Whatever shape this plan takes, your response and compensation. You keep seeing your eyes drift from Mahogany back to your trident, which wields exceptional power. It's an artifact of the goddess Osprey, and you know that you can channel her divinity through it. Mm-hmm. And you feel compelled, if Mahogany cannot be brought to bear, to destroy him.
Well, it's really easy to bring Mahogany to
And
bear.
your compensation for this, once he is destroyed and is no longer a threat, is that you will be shown something miraculous, worth all the stories and songs and tales that you've heard in your short mortal life.
All right, let's get to this.
So now, Mahogany, we have to know what you actually do.
So that's the thing, is I don't have a plan at the moment. So
Okay.
my plan at the moment is to just watch and wait and hope for an opportunity.
Okay. But as long as Mahogany doesn't do anything...
I'm not compelled to
Right.
destroy him. Okay. Am I able to tell Mahogany that?
No.
Okay. I am.
All right, what'd you write in your book?
Just some meaningless gibberish in case I was scried on. Listen, Mahogany, please, I'm begging you, please do not try to escape.
Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
No problem, man.
Nath, how long do you guys wait aboard the Welk? I mean,
How long are they?
they've got several
Yeah.
weeks' journey to their next waypoint.
Weeks.
Ugh.
I mean, I guess I'll ask the captain, since nothing else has happened, if he still wants us to remain on. I mean, they're pretty far away. I don't know how well they would be tracked, but I'm willing to stay here until they reach their port.
If you could convince him that it's not an illithid threat and that his ship's not in danger, then he sees no reason to compel you to stay.
Oh,
Well, then I'll show him the
that's a
summon crystal, and I'll tell him that we erected a ward against certain types of magic, and I suspect that my companions were actually summoned. I didn't want to tell you because I thought you might be afraid it was some sort of illithid thing, but it seems to be magical.
and
One of the reasons more paranoia.
he knows more than he. Illithids and magic they just don't like each other.
Well, yeah, Bribus has great amounts of experience with that.
Yeah, so yeah, it's not an illithid threat. We can tell you that much.
His plan is still to make for to keep the course that they diverted to. We'll take them to a more populated trade route. They can unload some of these goods there and then decide where their next fortune takes them.
I'm going to go. Can I do something while this is happening?
Sure.
I'm going to cast Divination with my trident. Which is ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity. DM offers a truthful reply. I'm going to ask Aasimar what's the best way to destroy Mahogany?
What's the best way to destroy Mahogany?
Charisma saving throws.
Usually, in a situation like this, I would let the player answer. But I already know what he's going to say, and that would be something along the lines of control or destroy his mind. Deny him his personality.
Okay.
In other words, charisma saving throws.
Right.
Was I close? Was that what you were going to say?
That's pretty good.
So, Nath, how long after this conversation do you stay on the ship? Well, let me ask this. Are you leaving the prisoner with Bribus, or are you going to take the prisoner with you, the one that you rescued from the Illithid ship?
It's up to Liberation.
I think he should come with us.
Yep.
Right now,
So,
he's semi-catatonic. Eyes are open, he will accept food, but he's not able to speak, he can't walk under his own power.
Do we have somewhere where you know to drop him off? Liberation?
If we can get back to Sigil.
Alright. Yeah, my thought is to plane shift the next day, then I'll prep a plane shift. Plane shift to Asylum near where the portal we used to get to and from when we went with Reese, and then head back to Sigil.
Okay.
Give me 1 second.
All those dice.
I'm going to.
Here real quick.
I'm going to say to Riot, listen, Riot, I want to calm you down. I'll go back to my own cell, okay?
The only thing,
and I'll cast Windwalk back to my cell.
I don't actually feel calmer when I can't see you, Mahogany.
And
So you can't see me?
Nath, you go first. Then I'm going to go back to...
I will cast no detection on each member of the group before we do this.
Now, by each member of the group, you mean just the three of you, or the three of you plus the prisoner?
Plus the prisoner.
Okay, so cast 4 times.
So I use 3 of those and 2 of those when I count the Sanctum, and then I need a plane shift. Okay.
So it's going to take you another long rest to prep the plane shift?
No, I've been sitting on it. Wait.
You've been sitting on it?
No, I've been sitting on a plane shift.
Okay. Over the course of the next day, they plane shift to Elysium, travel back to the portal, they notice Sigil. Riot. The Arcanoloth comes back to your cell. First thing he does is he holds a sack in through the bars and lets go of it. You hear a bag of coins clatter to the ground.
And I'm going to ask him, is this for the book?
He says that he hopes this will go some distance to alleviate the discomfort you've been placed under. And then he asks, if I may be so bold as to inquire, would you do to alleviate the discomfort of someone else?
You know, I can't say no. What do you want of me?
Standing next to him, he's kind of propped up under his right arm by a crutch, under his left arm by the Arcanoloth. You see a human, and he is battered and bruised. His eyes are bloodshot. His hair is falling out in patches. The Arcanoloth says, the life force of this young mage has been put through its paces, containing you here, because I could not risk your escape. But I'm afraid he's on his last legs. In other words, the DM rolled under the 10% on his last check.
I'm fucked.
He says...
Do you want me to put him out of his misery or to heal him?
He says he wants your word. that you'll cooperate with him so that he can drop the spell containing this mage's life force, and he may yet live. He says there is much to be gained mutually between you. You have many enemies in common, and he can show you something miraculous.
I'm going to roll insight on all of that last bit. About
what do you think he's lying about before you roll?
That we mostly, well, two things. I think he's lying about that we have enemies in common.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we actually had enemies in common, I don't see why he would be going to the trouble of chaining us here.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think that he has a miraculous thing to show us. So I guess I'll make 2 insight checks then.
Well, don't make any insight checks. I'll give you the first one. As far as having enemy in common, you would really have no way of knowing without knowing who his enemies are.
Yeah.
As for having something miraculous to show you...
But, like, I can generally tell when people are lying.
Alright, Candleloft's not a person, though. You can make the check, but you'll fail, is what I'm saying.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Even if he is lying and he rolls his deception at advantage against your insight, he probably wins.
Gotcha.
As for having something miraculous to show you, Riot's kind of the cynical type. Has Riot ever actually seen anything miraculous?
Has Riot seen anything? Probably, I think, like, the device that was used to catapult us into the Orgel, that might have constituted something miraculous, in the sense that, like, almost nobody had ever seen this before. And maybe... I think what happened to her physically during the conversion probably counted as a miracle.
During her conversion to Osprey?
Yeah.
Okay.
When she, like, suddenly gained a swim speed and gained the innate ability to control water and stuff.
Knowing what Riot does about fiends, the just horrible, depraved things you've seen just over the course of your adventures, can she conceptualize anything these fiends can do as miraculous?
Probably not. No, I don't think so.
Their Canloth tells you that within the next 6 hours, the spell that this mage's life is powering will break when the mage breathes his last.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, he would prefer that you and your unruly friend no longer be aboard his vessel. If you do not choose to cooperate, he chooses not to make enemies of you.
Do I have an actual choice in whether I agree with this or not?
You're not compelled to answer in a certain way.
Okay.
Mahogany can hear all that, right?
Yes.
He's like, I offered you that one 12 hours ago. We could have saved so much time.
And he's ignoring Mahogany completely at this point.
What Riot does is starts to cast Aura of Vitality on the mage.
And you are not allowed to cast the spell.
Okay.
What are you guys doing back in Sigil when you arrive?
Liberation's tending to the captain that we rescued. Setting him up with Father Mondo to maybe get him a place to stay. At least get him a warm meal where he can recover.
Mondo can provide a meal and maybe a good night's rest, but he doesn't have a place for the man's long-term convalescence.
Yeah.
He says he likes it little and less than you do, but it might be best if he can't be roused to alertness to relay him to the Bleakers at the gatehouse.
Keep him here for a day.
I'd at least like to have. Well, we could also take him to the Osprey's temple.
Yeah, let us keep it.
Let him convalesce there.
And if we can recover Mahogany, he might be able to do something about it.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and at least get him a warm meal in him before we take him over to Osprey's temple.
Nath will immediately go to Osprey's temple and set up a sanctuary, private sanctum inside the room he had mounted the mirror on that Riot was annoyed that he was using, and then not leave that room and use some coins. Is there a way to don't want to say here. Can I pay some coins to have children run messages if I need to talk to people and don't want to waste a scrying?
Just people back and forth in Sigil?
Yeah.
You could pay a few coppers. You run the risk of the
that's what I was
message
thinking.
not getting there.
Right. No, I just probably would just come see me in the temple. So that's how Nath will be predisposed at this point.
Okay. What is the explanation that Nath gives to Yashnars about all of this?
We're working on something with Riot. So right now I need a secure space in order to do my work. Hopefully she'll be along any time now. And I'm being sincere when I say hopefully, and any time now.
Come on, we don't need to be coy with them. Yeah, yes, Riot, we think was summoned. We think she was pulled away from where we were. And I don't know if we're going to get her back. That's the thing, is we're trying to find her now.
Keep in mind that
I've ordered-
Yashnars is a prime, so it really wouldn't strike him. Like, the gravity of that statement wouldn't strike him, that she's been summoned by magic.
Okay, and then Liberation will kind of break down the explanation of, okay, you know how, like, he only knows the second hand from, like, watching Riot and Mahogany summon things. But he'll do his best to explain how, like, you're pulling something from somewhere else.
Has Osprey ever
someone
granted
did that.
you a boon of bringing a creature to your aid?
And he rubs his head as though he has a headache. So what you're telling me is that Riot is indisposed, but will be back at some point.
That-
We're working on it.
That's, yes.
Something like that, yeah.
And right about then, Mahogany sends a message to Kelian saying, "Hey Kelian, the person who summoned Riot's going to be dead in about 6 hours. Do you have a plan?"
Okay. And Kelian relays the message.
Oh, well, she'll be back in 6 hours then. Okay. Do we know?
Does Mahogany have a way to get back at that point? Does Riot have a way to get back?
Riot does
Do we
not.
know where they are?
Mahogany, do you and or Riot have a way to get back?
Yeah, totally. I've got plane shift.
Yeah, he's got plane shift.
Tell them we're in Sigil.
We're in Sigil.
I can't plane shift there.
You have
Fair point.
options.
Wait, how many gates do we know entering and leaving Sigil?
A lot.
Dozens.
It's more than you can count.
Asylum was safe. We went back that way. Tell them that.
So, one last question for Mahogany. Do you do anything else crazy aboard the vessel, or are you waiting? out
Oh,
the time?
absolutely. The second that this guy leaves,
Oh my god.
I want to commune with nature.
Commune with nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really gonna have to look that one up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, because there's one bullet point here that drove me insane until I came up with a brilliant plan.
How brilliant is it?
Oh my
I think
God.
it's pretty good. I think Destil will like it the most.
Oh, I love Commune with Nature. It's a fantastic spell. I mostly love the fact that most of the information you get out of it is the information it doesn't tell you and the inferences you can make from that.
Yeah.
Are you casting it from the inside of the cell on the vessel?
Yes.
You are. In that case, it's not going to function. Because you're not outdoors, and it doesn't function where nature has been replaced by construction.
Ah, fuck. You're right.
Too bad.
So, Riot.
Damn, I had such a good idea.
I'm going to revisit that in a second, Mahogany. Let me do Riot first. Riot, what's your decision as far as possibly cooperating with this Arcanoloth?
I'm gonna tell the Arcanoloth, if we had done things differently, if you had done things differently, clearly you know a lot about us. You know enough about us to cast a message or to talk to us in some manner that didn't bind us to you. If we had gone down that route, then maybe I could have trusted you enough to work with you. But you've made this impossible.
Go ahead and make an insight roll on that.
On my own statement?
On the nature of this creature you're saying that to.
Okay. That's a 16, I think. Nope, it's an 18.
Knowing the nature of the creature, it's very likely he doesn't know. Or can't conceive of another way of doing things. He's an evil creature who is predisposed to paranoia. Not necessarily treachery, but if he wants something from you, he needs to make sure he's in a position of advantage over you. He can't... So...
In that case, I'm not like saying you should have done this differently.
Mm-hmm.
Explaining to him there are other ways of doing this, and we would prefer it another way.
Okay. So if that's how Riot's putting it, is it fair to say that there's just no circumstances under which she can work with one of these creatures? Is that
not after at least
functionally?
Not after at least done. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, especially not after he's chained up her mind. It's just kind of a big no-no with Riot.
That's rude.
Kenloth doesn't answer you. He simply walks away after you tell him that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. Mahogany, make me an insight check.
I'm actually good at that.
Okay, that's only an 11, so probably not great. Oh,
That would
look
be a
at Mahogany.
nat 20.
Nat
so
20.
that would be, give me 1 second here, because I'm good at this also. A 28.
28. Mahogany.
Yeah.
Given the dialogue that you had with this Arcanoloth,
Yeah.
you're pretty sure he's going to keep his word as far as Riot. He's going to let her go once the spell runs its course. He doesn't want to make an enemy of her.
Okay.
However, he knows that you are not bound any longer and can come and go at will. You figure you've got a narrow chance to make your escape now, because if you wait too long, he's simply going to kill you.
Yeah, and my instincts are that if I leave, Riot will still be allowed to go, because that was the deal.
That's your instinct, yes. But
All right.
you
Then,
personally
I will-
have no deal with this guy.
Right. I will plane shift to the Beastlands.
Okay.
And the general area that I will pick is near towards the portal that we know.
So you're plane shifting directly out of the vessel then?
Correct.
Okay. Riot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 11 on a Constitution save.
Right. When you wake up...
So
Has
I
Riot-
do wake up.
You do wake up. Has Riot ever been to Beator? In her life?
Did we go there earlier in the campaign?
No.
Not that I can
Then no.
recall.
Then no.
I've kind of been saving Beator in my back pocket
Right.
for
Yeah.
the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
But from the description of the first layer of Beator, Avernus,
Mhm.
when you come to it, feels like you've been sleeping for weeks and weeks. You're not even sure when you fell asleep. You're not even sure when it was you lost consciousness. You have all your equipment with you?
Mhm.
Very notably, though, your attunement with the Kodrashi fork is broken. You still have the fork. It's still physically with you. But
Am I able to reattune to it?
Do you try?
Yeah.
You can, spend the next hour reattuning to it with no
Okay.
penalty.
Ask Aasimar, hey, what the fuck?
You also have the book that you wrote while you were in the cell. And flipping through the pages, every few words, you see there have been changes. Not like corrections, like nobody took a red marker to it.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice words that you wrote but are not in your handwriting. You notice words that you would have never used. You notice words that you're sure you didn't write, and yet here they are on the page. And every time you read through the description, it seems different. Like the words are changing when you're not looking.
Weird.
The plane you're on is a red blasted hellscape. The first layer of Beator is, like, you remember old Looney Tunes? When Bugs Bunny went to literal hell? That's what Avernus looks like. We're talking rivers of bile, just a burning, horrible red sun, pink sky, plants
So
that drip
recognizable,
bloods.
though.
Right. Avernus is the most well-traveled layer of Beator.
Yeah.
Make me an intelligence... You don't have planner knowledge, Beator. Do you have any kind of planner knowledge?
I have half proficiency in literally everything.
Okay, go ahead and make an intelligence roll with that half proficiency.
Okay.
Planner knowledge, Beator.
Bardic knowledge.
That's a 13.
13. It's going to take you 7 days to find a portal back to Sigil.
Okay.
And when you get back, you're going to have levels of exhaustion, but we're going to probably long
at some-
Let's be
some
real.
point-
We're gonna rescue her before that. We have.
Well, no, at some point on the first day, right? I mean, I was going to say this, right? Cass is sending. It says, "Hey, I'm on Beator. I'm on my way back. Don't worry about me."
Who'd you send it to?
Nath probably.
Hopefully not Kelian, because he's going to say K.
Matt, do you tell that? You tell that to
Understood.
us?
Are you sure you don't want to rescue?
It's nothing to be rescued from. I'm afraid.
You're on Beator.
Well, yeah, but also like Riot is pretty confident that she can travel through the first planet. If she was deeper on Beator, maybe it would be different. Like if she was on 3 or 4,
Okay.
be like, yeah, come get me. But I'm pretty confident.
So on your second day, you come across a contingent of 300 Abishai. Roll initiative.
My money's on Riot for that one, actually. She has all her spells prepped.
She casts confusion and they all kill each other.
She casts Mislead and then just rains down Storm of Vengeance or whatever the fork can do. I don't know. Claw Shrimp for days.
Clutch for days.
How closely do you check out this book after your initial just flipping through it?
I feel like I would probably spend a little bit of time with it every time yeah, I can still sleep. I mean, I've still got the that I can put up when I get tired.
Okay.
So every time I settle down for the night, I take a little while to flip through it. So probably over the course of 7 days, we'll say 4 hours.
Okay.
There is no way we're leaving it there for 7 days. The second Mahogany gets back, he's just like, no, that's stupid. Let's go get her.
Yeah. Mahogany.
Right.
I can.
As you're reading through the description of this room that you've done in painstaking detail over the course of your several days of travel, you realize that what you're reading is not a description of the room that you're in, at least not all the time. At one point, you're writing a description of the rat hole in Sigil. At another point, you're reading a description of the temple that you've built. At another point, you're reading a description of Fred's false Sigil in a hat. And other places that you've been over your journeys. But you realize that every place is either connected to you personally or to Fred or one of his companions. But that's all you're getting is descriptions of rooms. Every time you open the book, it's a different description of a different room.
Okay.
It's just strange.
7 days later, Riot comes back into Sigil looking haggard, messy. Remember that Achewood comic where Ray walks back from Mexico?
Yeah. Riot
Kelian,
walks in and says, I
Yes,
want
sir.
give me some emerald food. By my calendar, 4 days after you guys left, you owe Lady Lagris money.
Again?
It's the first of the month.
Man, it's like there's one of those every month, huh?
Yeah.
No, Lisa, I paid taxes last year.
So you made arrangements to pay her the first time, but you said the second time you were going to try to swindle her. So how did you arrange for that to happen?
This time it's going to be 5,000 silver.
You're going to give her silver instead of gold.
Yeah.
And this is an arrangement you would have made to have happened while you were off Sigil. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
God damn it! You're gonna find everything you know and love torched.
Because yeah, you guys have been out of Sigil for a couple of weeks at this point, traveling through space and dealing with Illithids. What did you guys spend the week in Sigil doing while Riot was making her way back?
Can I level up?
Yes, you can level up during this time. Everybody but Riot can level up when she gets back to Sigil.
I don't think I have enough experience to level up.
Oh, okay.
I
Well,
would
we
love
might get a lot
to,
this session. We
yeah,
killed
who
some
knows?
stuff.
I would love
We killed
to be
a ship.
researching those spell books we found, but they're on Riot's person.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the EXP reward on a ship?
Tell you what,
A spacefaring
I
vessel.
won't dock XP for the 39 slaves that you killed. How about that?
I'm neutral.
Yeah, if you have enough experience in Sigil, you can go ahead and level up. You're keeping the prisoner at the temple until Riot returns?
I think until Mahogany gets back, because Mahogany has some restoration spells and whatnot, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And the restoration spell takes hold, and he relays about what Nath would expect. His ship was overrun by Illithids. They fired their psychic guns, tore through their hull, killed most of the crew, took a few choice ones back as slaves. He describes briefly some of the mental torture he's been through, and he says over and over that he would have preferred death to being made into one of their thralls, but he's falling over himself with gratitude.
Hey,
So, like,
I'm
if
not-
there were, for example, 30 of you, you think they would have prepared death? Like, that would have been better?
Right, what were you saying?
I'm not there, but like, does somebody ask him about what was up with that one Gith Yankee?
Oh, no, I was absolutely going to ask him that, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what was up with the Gith?
He's under the impression that the captain was a thrall, and he's surprised to learn any different.
Well,
Did you take anything off of him when you killed him?
unfortunately, no, we didn't have the time.
He didn't have anything anyway except his sword and his crossbow.
His weapon.
Just
Right.
memories.
Just memories. So you can go to Fantasy Name Generators if you want a name for this NPC and file him away
Do they have a
somewhere.
Gith name generator? Oh, for the new guy. Yep.
He's a human.
Yeah, no one cares about him.
The captain does have a name.
I don't need to know it.
I'm going to say it anyway. You go ahead and
guess
plug
I
your
can-
ears if you don't want to hear it.
I guess I can't stop you.
No, the captain's name was Kraziza. So Riot comes back. You guys are going to convene. And how does like the debriefing shake down about what everything that happened to Riot and Mahogany aboard the ship? What's that
Yeah.
discussion like?
Riot tells him that they got. There's apparently an Arcanoloth who summoned us with some. He didn't, not personally, but some mage minions of his did. Apparently dead now. And he did all this just so he could offer his help to us. As crazy as that sounds, I denied it because I don't want anyone helping. I don't want anyone to help who feels the need to cage me up and take over my mind for a few days. So who knows what all that was about.
Liberation looks white knuckled.
I didn't get any information out of him because, like I said, mind locked up. And then when I refused, next thing I knew, I woke up on Beator, which, you know, might have been where we were all along, might have been just been where he dumped me.
No, it wasn't. No,
I have
I'm
no
very
idea.
certain about that.
Oh yeah, where
Definitely
were we?
wasn't Beator.
How do you
were
know
we?
that?
Because that's one of the ones I checked
Check with what?
with Find the Path.
Find the path?
Find the
Yeah.
path requires you to know what plane you're on and to have
No.
a specific location in mind.
That's the thing, is it requires you to have a specific location in mind. So what I was doing was I was picking a place that I knew in Beator and casting Find the Path, and if it failed, I knew I wasn't on that plane.
What's the place you know in Beator?
Mahogany's a Sigillian. He knows places that exist in Beator.
Does he?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like what?
Okay, fine.
No,
One
you had-
second, let me...
You had no idea what plane you were on.
So that's all the information I got. Mahogany, do you have anything else? I mean, you were
Mahogany
freer
tried.
for longer than I was.
Yeah, but I had to deal with you.
That's true. Man, the stuff that guy would have made me do, I was begging you because he would have made me kill you.
Hey, man. You could have tried. And Mahogany pats you on the back. Glad to have you back, Riot.
Yeah.
Somehow that doesn't make me feel better.
Right,
No,
what do you
me
do with
neither.
the
What-
book you wrote?
What happened to that guy? Did he make it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a small favor, I guess.
Yeah. Let me go to fantasynamegenerators.com.
Okay,
saying?
so he... Oh. So,
What'd you do with
here's
the
my
book you wrote, right?
Sorry.
Oh, I still got it,
You're keeping
and
that?
I'll show it to the others.
Okay.
So they, hey, do you have yours, Mahogany? No, I guess you didn't give yours back.
I just wrote a bunch of horseshit anyway.
Well, hey, so did I, but all the stuff I wrote isn't what's in this book. Here, Kelian, read a page of this. Tell me what it says.
Kelian takes the book, reads the page.
I'm not sure if it works the same for me as for you.
It's a description of the commons room where where you guys stayed when you were at the keep on Mount Celestia, warded over by Cornu. And it's it's a detailed description of the room, down to everything.
How many hats
that's
are in there?
Exactly.
And you didn't write this?
No, what I wrote was a description of the cell where I was being kept. But every time I spend time with this, it's the description of something different that I've seen.
Kelian will flip through the book and read a different page.
Hey,
The Arcanoloth had this for a while, so presumably he was reading all sorts of different stuff. I might have given him a lot of information.
This guy's name is Osgood Holmes.
Nice.
that's pretty good. I expect him to be the new favorite NPC.
Good luck.
And does Kelian pick up on the fact that all of the places that Riot wrote about, the common theme seems to be where she's been in relation to members of the previous party, like Cornu?
Yeah, I'm imagining that like this book doesn't have descriptions of any of the rooms in like King Sodis' castle or anything.
Yeah, this has to do with the game.
Is there any references in the book about Aunt Nancy?
There are not. In fact, there's no references of actual people at all, just descriptions of rooms.
Speaking of which, Kelian, I need to talk to you for a second.
I mean, if you're dealing with an Arcanoloth, and we're talking about rooms specifically where the other people of this party, we've met other people of this party.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first lead we have. I would think this is the first lead we've got to where this Eldov character is. And Kelian closes the book.
How do you figure?
Didn't they
I've
say
never
that
seen Kelian.
Eldov was? Didn't they say that Eldov was like caught by some Yugoloths?
Caught by Arcanoloth, no? Or did I just make that up in my head?
Arcanoloths are Yugoloths.
Yeah.
It's like a Baelor being a demon.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe this is where he was.
Well, if we were on Baator, I got good use for you guys. I got a spell that'll tell us exactly how to get back there.
Lovely.
Mahogany.
Yeah.
Over the course of these weeks, do you return to the Illithid ship and get the rest of the treasure out of there?
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, that's a really bad idea, but I'm Mahogany. But I
Did you tell the rest of us you were planning to do
I
this?
do cast No Breath first.
So you still
Just in
have the
case.
horrible world-eating fungus?
Oh, why not?
Planescape has such weird stuff in it.
I was gonna say, do rock elementals need to breathe? Can you shift into something that doesn't need to breathe before you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like any kind
I
of
can be
elemental,
something
I
that doesn't need to breathe.
Yeah.
Probably not an air elemental, but
So here's what I'm going to do real quick. I'm going to give you guys the treasure breakdown here. You can split it up however your group needs to do it. I'm going to go ahead and appraise the art items for you. And I'm going to give you the physical descriptions of the 4 potions you don't know yet. And it'll be up to you to identify them or drink them if you want. I would just, pour them all in a big vat. Have a
Big old
cocktail.
bucket.
After that, we're going to do a round of sigil actions.
Okay.
And you'll be flush with cash while you do this. So,
Could you tell us what exactly Mahogany got? Because I want to be clear here. Mahogany went back and got it all, and then just put it in the rat hole and didn't tell anyone.
No, I was going to ask if you were...
I'm just gonna run down the list, and I'll let you guys divvy it up however you want.
Yeah.
We don't need to
So
talk.
it's in there, and if you guys ever go in there, you'll find it. It's not like he's hiding it from you.
So here's what it's 11,000 gold in gold bars, 2,000 platinum in platinum bars. That includes the ones that you took out in the box. The notes specify they are psionically purified bars, whatever that means. The 5 potions you found. One of them is a healing potion, which you understand on sight. The second one has muddy liquid inside of it.
Do you guys want me to just spend the 400 gold and identify all 4 of these?
Yeah, you can have them. And you can have these books, too.
If you spend
Okay.
your 400 gold out of your share, you can have the potions.
Well, I owe Mahogany a ton of money because I've been borrowing from you, so I'm going to give you a bunch too. But yeah, no, that's fine.
So the,
Owing
Yeah, I'm just going to cast 4 Identifies Brick.
okay, the 5 potions are healing, animal friendship, psychic resistance, growth, and the
Ooh.
fine one, rather than being a potion, it's still in a small potion vial, but it's dust of dryness.
I don't want that one.
Would replace
I
the
had that.
potion of growth that I used in that fight. That was cool.
Yeah, take it.
The art items that you found, there's the Elven Star Chart, worth 300 gold. The Gnomish Bagpipes are worth 80 gold.
I think I'll just keep those.
The Ivory Dice are worth 25.
Well, you got to give away 80% of that bagpipe.
The Jewel-Encrusted Manacles, which are also magical, just the materials are worth 30, but it is a magic item.
I'll throw another Identify at that.
These manacles are particularly nasty. Very notably, they're not of Illithid make. They're of Elven make, actually. The Illithids seem to have kept them as more of a curiosity. The spikes, the barbs on the inside of these manacles, when they're shackled, will pierce the flesh around the wearer's wrists and arms, and as they drink their blood, they sap away essentially their willpower. They become sluggish, lethargic. There's essentially no hope of escape. They wouldn't think to try.
Nobody is getting that by deliberation. Just so you guys know.
It's going to be your share.
I thought we were going to give it to Bahamut, and he can deal with it.
Yeah, I was going to say, Nath wasn't here for this, but I thought the standard operating procedure is that shit goes Bahamut.
I love this party.
No, not Bahamut. No.
This party's like
Really?
it's like a magical toilet that flushes all the terrible magic items.
That's Bahamut. Bahamut plumbing.
Well, do you want me to destroy them?
No.
What do you want?
No,
I
listen,
don't know.
I don't care. It can be his share. He gets the magic
Sure.
fucking manacles.
Sure, there he is. There you go.
All right, fine. Bahamut's going to be mad when he sees you with those, but I'm just saying.
As
He comes
probably
rolling
the only
up down the
person
street.
here who can't create or destroy water, I'll take the dust.
Oh yeah.
We also have a healing potion, animal friendship, and liberation wanted the growth potion.
I'm already friend to all animals.
This is the first treasure hoard in a long time I actually just rolled out of the book. Good old randomly generated potions.
How much were the dice worth? I missed that.
25 gold. Set of ivory dice with unknown numbers on each side.
Ah, gotcha.
So liberation, you got that growth potion?
Yes, I do.
Okay. I don't need the psychic resist because I already resist psychic. Sorry, I forgot to mention that one too.
So who's
Mahogany?
Oh, yeah. No, I'll take it.
Yeah, I
That
thought
sucked.
you'd want it. And then animal friendship and healing.
I'll take the healing.
Liberation, do you want another... I'm sorry, Kelian, do you want another animal friend in addition to Mahogany?
Actually, I'll leave the healing on the table. Somebody else can have it.
I'll
I'll
take it.
give the healing and animal friendship to Kelian then.
Okay, then fine.
No, you can have it. Liberation, it's fine.
All right.
Oh, speaking of animal friendship, Rick.
Yeah.
During our week waiting for Riot, I want to establish that I'm training rats using my animal handling
to do what?
to follow my orders.
You can train them to do tricks, like they could roll a spool, like in that awesome movie.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want them to adorably attack things when I ask.
Hey,
Are you
Rick.
using any kind of magic to do this?
Oh yeah, I'll speak to them.
Okay. Make a... It's going to be a very high DC, because you're asking them to do something against their very nature.
Yeah.
What do you want them to attack?
Oh no, just for right now, they're just attacking, like, I'll put down, like, a stick of corn,
Are
have
you
them attack that.
Are you going to set, like, an illegal rat fighting ring?
You let me worry about what I'm going to do with these rats.
Right, go ahead.
How much did I get paid by the Arcana off?
You get the sack of coin?
Yeah.
100 platinum coins.
Okay.
But these coins are
They're not
very
psionically
different.
purified.
No, they're not psionically purified, first of all. They're very clearly blood money.
Mhm.
By which I mean they've been passed around the blood war probably for centuries. So the markings on them are very worn away, and even if you could see them, they'd be too old for anybody to recognize. But they still spend. They're still shiny.
It's still Sigil.
So Riot, go ahead and let's get a sigil action.
Okay.
I think we got time for one round of sigil actions, which I want to take care of. And you guys have flush with cash.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing
do we have
that I
the
was-
divvy up?
Riot, go.
I'm gonna do the thing I always say when I'm flush with catch, which is I'm gonna meet with myself.